What a view this is. I mean, look at that. That is quite a view. But you know what would be funny? I wonder what this looks like before Castletown gets shrouded in that light. Because it's never going to go back to normal. I mean, it does, but by that time you've beaten the game. And as you can see, it's turning into day, so we won't be able to get Poes in this new area, right? Wrong. Wait and see. Yeah, these Zoras are not scared of a wolf. Whoa. Oh, that's just that. Yep, nothing we need to do in Zora's domain. We got every single Poe here. Let's talk to this guy first, because he will actually tell us a little bit about this area. Snow Peak is up ahead. It's very treacherous. Not only has the weather been bad lately, but because the beast has been coming up to the village, we've been taking extra precautions. So this first trip to Snow Peak is actually going to be a little disappointing, because we're not going to be able to do much there. And we're going to have to do something else first. But, so yes, this is our first time at Snow Peak. Doesn't look like much of a mountain, but you can't see up because there's so much fog. And this is Ashe. Yes, this is Ashe, just Link. Just wait. What brings you to a dangerous place like this? Ever since Zora's domain got covered in ice, this mountain's been much colder than usual, yeah? Not only that, but I heard a really weird story from the Zoras. Apparently, the beast that lives somewhere on this mountain has been seen frequently in Zora's domain. I was curious, so I came and waited, and as they said, a giant appeared. Yeah, it looked like this. We got Ashe's sketch, his hastily drawn picture. Set it to B. If you said it, yeah, you won't have to swap it out. So we can't go, so she's advising us not to go through the blizzard, and she's right. Because it's one of those things where if you know the path, you're fine, but, you know, it's not that easy. Plus, this is a really important part of the story, so you might not even be able to do this, even if you do know the path. So we're going to have to find a way to get through that blizzard, basically. Now, basically, what you're advised to do, I think, is, let's see, let's get some information. Yeah, so we should show this to the Zoras and see what they say about it. Hey, the beast of Snow Peak. Oh, the red fish it's holding. That's a reek fish. Ah, so the beast has been showing itself because it's been catching reek fish. We didn't think that anyone besides Prince Ralis was capable of catching this type of fish. The fish this beast has, Prince Ralis is quite skilled. Oh, Prince, where could you be by now? So if it wasn't obvious, we need to go show this to Prince Ralis. Of course, we're not just going to show this to some random person, it's got to be someone important. Yes, that, because everybody looks the same, but, of course, there's a couple important people that look differently. You have to be important to look different. But actually, you know, some of the Zoras do look different, you know, like some of them have masks, some of them have, looks like they're swimming, so. There is no one looking! Unless the Zoras can see underwater. You know, any swimming creature can see underwater, clearly. Well, except for Oshawott. I just watched that episode, it was, you know, yesterday, and it was, I mean, it was good. All the episodes are good, but, you know, of course Ash would end up with the water type that can't see underwater. I mean, that Oshawott, really, I mean, it's funny, but, you know, it'd be like, I mean, I hope it does kick Trip's ass someday. And of course, you know that's what's gonna happen, you know, 100 episodes from now. Anyway, you know, people who don't know the Pokemon anime probably have little idea of what I'm talking about. So, anyway, if you can remember, Prince Ralis was here before, he's still here. And it's only a one-way trip to Lake Hylia, so this is the only way to get here, which is through the graveyard. I don't know why we're a wolf. Well, yeah, I do, because we warped and I didn't bother to transform back. And yes, so Prince Ralis is looking right now. He's not looking at us. He's looking at his mommy's grave. Link, what would my mother have thought of me? I still have so little confidence in myself. What can a pitiful Zora like me do? Look at this for us. The beast man of the snowy mountain, perhaps? But more important is the red fish it is holding. It must be a reek fish. It is a rare specimen found only in the Zora village. It feeds on valuable type of coral, and without that bait, even our best fishers cannot catch one. Look closely, Link. My earring is made of this coral. I would like to give it to you. You got the coral earring. It's made from precious coral. It's in the shape of a fish hook, and yes, isn't that cool? The fishing rod. You know, still, yes, no longer needed. And now, of course, he will return to his village and lead his people. It can be found on the Mother and Child rocks. Nice reference. And of course, the Mother and Child rocks, you know, more meaning than one you get out of that. A reference to Wind Waker, but also a reference to, one thing I want to show is that if you're a wolf and you're in front of someone, then you can warp. Some people are kind of confused by that, but as long as you're not transforming, because you have to transform into a wolf to warp, but if you're already a wolf, it doesn't matter if people are looking at you when you warp. So we gotta go back to Zora's domain and catch a reek fish. So you might be wondering why catching a reek fish is gonna help us get through the thing, but, well, you know, what do you get by catching a reek fish? What does a reek fish have? Obviously, by its name, it stinks, so we have to follow them. Well, I don't want to spoil it, but I'm just trying to give a little bit of hints. Those are the Mother and Child rocks right next to this place where there's a bug, and at night there used to be a Poe. See those red fish? That's a reek fish. Get out our fishing rod, and we have an empty spot because we just apparently we gave the sketch to Alice, or we don't. I mean, it doesn't matter. We don't need it anymore. No, you press B to use it, and you don't have free control. A lot of people complain about the Wii controls for this game. I mean, not that they're too hard, but they're too simple. It's kind of why they made Skyward Sword, guys. Just saying. And this is a GameCube port. And it's a pretty good one at that. Don't worry about the Wii controls. Worry about the freaking amazing game. And now you gotta do this quickly while it's bouncing around. You can see that. Sniff. Oh, I don't want to sniff that. Yes. If the Poe told you where all the Poes were, then I would be really sad to forget it. But since it's not, I'm happy to learn the reek fish scent. It's orange, even though it's red. You know, speaking of that, what I never got is in all the games, like from every Pokemon game, they say that Pokemon Center is the one with a red roof. Am I the only one that it looks orange to? Maybe it was. I mean, obviously in the original, it was not. It didn't have a color, but from then on, like. They said, look for the building with a red roof. It's a Pokemon Center. But it looks orange to me. So I would go in and out of Senju just because I kind of want to take a look around. This area is kind of cool. This first part isn't really that bad. You know, you can fall through that ice and it breaks. So that's kind of a cool animation. Now the area is just foggy. So just keep walking along. Another thing to note is that if you try to walk with it as a human here, I think it's like the desert. I'm not sure if the desert was like this, but if you try to walk as a human, you'll go very slow. So try to be a wolf unless you need to be a human for whatever reason. Another thing about here is that I'm not really sure how day to night works in this area, but I do know that it doesn't matter. You can always find the post. So let's, yeah, that's kind of cool. This part of it's in the air. Let's just see, where are the Poes? Where are these Poes? Snow Peak Climb. Well, we're always getting our senses on. As you emerge from think... Well, this is between the rocks. Yeah, okay, there we go. If you always said so, like I said, always, I think it's always, Poes are always here, day or night. But don't quote me on that. That should be number 42? 42? I thought that was 41. So where's this one I missed? Wait a minute, I gotta check this. Sorry, I know this is very boring for you, but... So there is another one I missed. Huh. I'll find it later. But since I know I had all of them up to the Garuda Desert, that limits the possibilities. Of course, just because I missed a Poe does not, make it any less important. Another thing is you can actually see better in your senses. And you see another Poe over there, so let's go get that. Come a little closer because I don't want to fall. Oh! You're lucky. Yeah, since we have nowhere to warp right now, I would just, off screen, find this Poe. It can't be one we missed in the dungeon because those are required. So, skyward sword controls, and wait a minute, I'm thinking I have an item that I don't because, yeah. Okay, next video we'll continue this.